My roommate has a crush on my boyfriend. Whenever I call him, she deliberately announces loudly, "Ugh. So annoying, my boobs got even bigger lately." When my boyfriend and I go to the cafeteria, she dresses like a seductive vixen and pretends to bump into us. Thankfully, he's always cold and distant toward her, until one day, someone publicly confessed to her in front of the teaching building. That's when my boyfriend suddenly turned to me and said, "Fiona, let's treat your roommate to dinner tonight." Chapter 1. My hand froze in midair, still holding the chopsticks. "Why do you suddenly want to treat my roommate to dinner?" He smiled gently, eyes full of affection as he placed a peeled shrimp into my bowl. "The semester's almost over. Didn't you say your roommates usually take good care of you? I should show some appreciation." "That's not really necessary. We just look out for each other." "Silly girl. College is like a miniature society. You have to learn a little about human interactions and social niceties." I lowered my eyes and said nothing more. He added casually, "Let's do it tomorrow evening. It's the weekend anyway. I'll book a place. You go ahead and invite them." "All right." I nodded, though unease slowly began to rise in my chest. Bruno is typically cold and distant, someone who avoids socializing at all costs. He's never been the type to enjoy group dinners. So why now? Chapter 2. When I got back to the dorm, only Nicole was there, so I told her about the dinner plan first. She giggled and teased, "The campus genius is treating us? Who would say no to that? It's a once-in-a-lifetime chance. Tomorrow, I'm going to eat my weight in food." "Fiona, don't you dare feel bad for him." I forced a small smile. The door swung open and Lily walked in. "What are you two gossiping about? I could hear you laughing all the way from the stairwell." "Fiona's boyfriend is treating us to dinner tomorrow night." "Oh, really?" Lily blinked. "That's too bad. I already have plans." "No worries," I replied, glancing at her. "It's nothing important. Do your thing." She bit her lip, pulled out her phone, and tapped rapidly. Then she clung to my arm. "All set. A man's never more important than a sister. I'll be there to support you." I subtly pulled my arm away. "Thanks." Everyone had heard about Lily's public confession yesterday. That boy had pulled out all the stops: roses, helicopter, romantic violin. Lily stood amidst the crowd like a proud princess. He confessed with such heartfelt sincerity, but Lily only said they could start as friends. She had agreed to go play a murder mystery game with him tomorrow night. This morning, she even asked Nicole to go with her, though Nicole declined to be a third wheel. And yet now, she canceled so easily. If it were truly about sisterhood, I would have been touched. But Lily and I aren't that close, and I've known for a long time that she likes Bruno. Even more, I know that the guy who confessed to her is Bruno's roommate. Bruno must have heard about Lily's plans for tomorrow. He wouldn't have picked that exact night for dinner otherwise. He's testing how important he is to her. And me? I'm just a pawn in their little play. Chapter 3. Bruno was the golden boy of the school, tall, handsome, and always at the top of his class. A lot of people liked him. Even the school belle from the neighboring university once sent him a love letter. In contrast, I was just an ordinary girl. Maybe it was just a case of proximity breeds affection. Bruno and I had grown up together. We were childhood sweethearts. The day our college entrance exam results came out, he confessed to me. Naturally, we ended up together. When Lily found out that Bruno was my boyfriend, the way she looked at me became increasingly unfriendly. Every time Bruno called me, she would sit beside me and talk loudly. Oh my, so annoying. My boobs got even bigger lately. How did my legs get all bruised again? Ugh, my skin is too fair. It bruises so easily. I really need to eat more. This waist is way too thin. No wonder my back hurts when I do anything. At first, I didn't think much of it. Maybe it was just a coincidence. Maybe she didn't even notice I was on the phone. But as time went on, she somehow always managed to say something inappropriate right when I was on the line with Bruno. That's when I realized Lily was kind of a pretentious coquette. And it didn't stop there. Every time Bruno and I went to the cafeteria together, we would just happen to run into her. She wore daring outfits and had flawless makeup. But normally, she asked her roommates to bring her food, so I knew exactly what she was trying to do. Thankfully, Bruno always treated her with indifference. even when she greeted him warmly. He would only nod and turn to ask me what I wanted to eat. I thought I had found a good man, little did I know. His heart had already begun to change. Chapter 4. On Saturday afternoon, Lily spent 2 full hours just on makeup. Then she got busy picking an outfit. Clearly enjoying herself. Nicole teased. "It's not even your date. Why are you making such a big deal out of it?" "I'm doing it for Fiona. Obviously. A literary genius is treating us to dinner for the first time. I can't show up looking sloppy." Lily giggled sweetly as she dabbed more powder onto her face. "All right, Miss Gorgeous. Let's go already, we've been waiting forever." Lily stood up and changed into a white dress. Okay. I'm coming." I sat in my chair, staring at my phone's lock screen, a photo of me and Bruno. I smiled bitterly at myself. All the way there. Lily couldn't hide her excitement. Even her eyes sparkled when she spoke. Chapter 5. Bruno had made a reservation at a fancy restaurant. Nicole clung to my arm, glancing around nervously. "Fiona, I've never been to such a luxurious place before." My hand curled up inside my sleeve. It wasn't just Nicole, I had never been to a restaurant this extravagant either. "Fiona, over here." Bruno stood up and walked toward us. "Hi, I'm Fiona's boyfriend, Bruno. Thank you for looking after her." Lily was the first to speak. "You really went all out. Senior, don't expect us to hold back tonight." Bruno smiled. "Order whatever you want, it's my pleasure to treat you all." He gently took my hand and pulled out my chair for me. Lily sighed dramatically. "Senior is so sweet to Fiona. I wonder when I'll get a boyfriend as gentle and thoughtful as him." Nicole nudged her. "Isn't Ethan nice? He put in a ton of effort to confess to you. If that's not genuine, I don't know what is." Bruno's expression darkened slightly. "But I don't like him." Lily pouted, eyes full of grievance. "So what kind of guy do you like?" "I like guys like Senior." "Of course." She looked up, wearing a playful expression. Nicole, being straightforward and oblivious, didn't pick up on Lily's intentions. She scoffed. "Well, good luck with that. Guys like him don't come around often." Bruno chuckled. "All right, enough chatting. Look at the menu. What do you want to eat?" Chapter 6. The dishes were brought out one by one, and just like before, Bruno peeled shrimp for me. "Ah, that hurts," Lily suddenly yelped. She acted as if the shrimp shell had cut her hand. "Are you okay?" Bruno and I asked at the same time. There was obvious concern in his eyes. My heart slowly sank. "I'm fine. Thanks for worrying. Senior, it's just a tiny scratch." She smiled coyly, lowering her gaze. Bruno seemed to realize his overreaction and quickly explained. "If someone gets hurt because of a dinner I hosted, Fiona would definitely not let me off the hook." Looking at the guilt in his eyes, I stood up and made an excuse to go to the restroom, just to escape. Chapter 7. I stood at the bottom of the stairs, and like a fool, tears started falling. Bruno and I had only dated for a year, but I had given him 100% of my heart. I loved him. I had imagined our future together more than once, dreamed of our wedding, but now, it was all just a fragile illusion. After calming myself down, I was about to go back upstairs and leave, but the door at the top of the stairwell creaked open again. "Why were you peeling shrimp for her just now?" Lily's voice was soft and coy. "If I don't peel for her, should I peel for you? She's my girlfriend." Bruno replied coldly. "What about me? Weren't you worried about me just now?" Lily pressed herself against him. "Get off. This is a public place." "I won't. There's no one else here." "Senior, didn't you plan this dinner just to test my feelings? Now you've seen them for yourself. I'll never like anyone but you." "What nonsense are you spouting?" "If you still don't get it, then fine, I'll just accept Ethan's confession." "Don't you dare." Bruno grabbed her by the waist, holding her tightly. "Why wouldn't I dare?" "You don't, MMPH. Her words were cut off by Bruno's kiss. Their heavy breathing filled the corridor. I stood one floor below, a pathetic clown in a comedy I didn't know I was starring in. Chapter 8. After they left, I stood there for a while before heading back. My gaze accidentally landed under the table. Lily's high heel was sliding up along Bruno's leg. I felt sick. Bruno looked up and saw me. "Fiona, why did it take you so long? Was your stomach upset?" He probably thought I couldn't see what was happening under the table. He didn't even move his leg. I quickly stepped forward and sat back down. It's nothing. Maybe the shrimp wasn't fresh. Oh, then let's order something else. Lily quietly sipped her soup, but her eyes gleamed with satisfaction. She put down her bowl and looked up. Senior, could I borrow that little hair tie on your wrist? My hair's kind of messy. Bruno replied coolly. No, that's Fiona's. It's hers only. She gave a soft, sarcastic laugh. Senior, how noble of you to have principles. Nicole handed over the hair tie from her own wrist. Here, take mine. Honestly, no awareness at all. Don't you know that a guy's hair tie is only for his girlfriend? Lily let out a faint oh. I guess I was being naive. Bruno served me a bowl of soup. Fiona, here, drink some, it'll warm your stomach. He was still gentle toward me, even if his heart had already shifted. I took the bowl, then stood up and poured the hot soup all over his head. What are you doing, Fiona? Lily immediately jumped up, panicking as she tried to wipe his face with napkins. I snorted coldly. What's it to you? Why are you so worried? What is he to you anyway? Bruno tried to grab my hand, but I stepped back and dodged it. Everyone in the restaurant turned to look. His face went red with embarrassment. Fiona, what's wrong? Did I do something to upset you? Let's talk it over when we get home, okay? No, we'll talk right here. Bruno, we're breaking up. I heard everything you and Lily did at the stairwell. Panic flickered in his eyes. Fiona, let me explain. I swear, I can explain. I picked up my bag. No need. From now on, you and I have nothing to do with each other. Lily's face twisted. Fiona, who do you think you are? It's his choice who he likes. If you couldn't hold on to him, that's your problem. Just as I opened my mouth to clap back, Nicole stepped in front of me. So you're the side chick. Huh, Lily? Lily's face flushed instantly. All the stares and whispers in the room left her nowhere to hide. She stiffened her neck and snapped back. You're talking nonsense. The one who isn't loved is the side chick. For your information, Senior's been wanting to dump you for ages. He only stayed with you out of pity. Nicole sneered. Shameless. Honestly, your parents had 3 minutes to do something better, and they chose to create you? Lily was speechless. Bruno, who always cared about saving face, stormed off with an ugly expression. Lily stomped her foot and ran after him. Nicole grabbed my hand and cursed. Scumbag and bitch. Perfect match. Chapter 9. I blocked and deleted every possible way to contact Bruno. Nicole was so worried I'd break down that she spoke carefully the whole way back. I smiled and hooked my arm around hers. Thanks for today. She fumed. I can't believe I didn't see through Lily. Fiona, listen, flies don't land on a spotless egg. Bruno may look decent, but he's trash too. Don't be stupid, okay? Out with the old, in with the new. I'll introduce you to my brother. He's super good looking and easily rivals Bruno. I patted her hand. Don't worry. I'm fine. It's been a long night. Go wash up. She glanced at Lily's empty bed. No way. I didn't curse her out enough earlier. When she comes back, I've got more to say. Her angry little face made me laugh, even though I should have been the one most upset. Chapter 10. Lily didn't come back all night. She even skipped the public lecture in the morning. At noon, Nicole and I were in the dorm watching a drama and eating lunch when the door suddenly slammed open. Lily strutted in and sat down proudly, hickeys all over her neck. Fiona, from now on, I'm Bruno's girlfriend, as his ex. Please keep your distance from my man. Oh wow. I finally get to see what a side chick looks like after she claws her way to the top. Nicole rolled her eyes. He's trash that Fiona already threw out. And you're treating him like a treasure. Bet last night wore you out. Huh? First time I've seen someone so eager to be used. Lily trembled with rage. What do you know? This is true love. Besides, Fiona hasn't said anything. Why are you so worked up? What are you, her guard dog? I just can't stand homewreckers like you. Lily, I used to think you were just fake and dramatic. Turns out you're a full-blown manipulative pretentious coquette. And trust me, I've got words for every one of your kind. I'll drag you so hard you'll rethink your whole existence. Lily huffed a few times but didn't say anything more. She turned away and climbed into her bed. Chapter 11. As graduation approached, classes got busier. And just like that, it was the weekend again. I originally planned to stay in the dorm and catch up on sleep. But Nicole dragged me to an amusement park instead. Bro, this is my best friend Fiona. Pretty, right? The man in front of me had a sharp nose and eyes that held both laziness and intensity. His whole presence radiated a cold, commanding aura. Yeah, pretty. His deep voice exploded right above my head. My heart skipped a beat. Can you at least smile? Bro, you're scaring my classmate. Nicole complained. Oliver smirked. Got it. The three of us were supposed to ride the roller coaster together. But Nicole bailed at the last second, claiming she needed the restroom. I looked up at the twisting tracks and felt my courage falter. Scared? Oliver extended his hand. You can hold on to me. Thanks. But I'm okay. He raised an eyebrow and withdrew his hand. After one loop, I was so shaky that I almost missed a step coming down. My body tilted forward. I was ready to make a fool of myself. But Oliver caught me and pulled me into his arms. Well, that escalated quickly. Nicole came bouncing back with 2 tubs of ice cream, her eyes darting between the two of us. Thanks, I said, blushing as I steadied myself. When I looked up, I caught sight of Lily and Bruno in the distance. Nicole noticed my change in expression and followed my gaze. Ugh, seriously? Just our luck. As she spoke, Lily and Bruno walked over. Fiona, you really work fast. Huh? Already in another man's arms? Lily giggled, leaning on Bruno. And what's it to you? Nicole snapped, handing the ice cream to Oliver and me before crossing her arms. Fiona's single and free to do what she wants. Bruno's eyes flashed with suppressed anger. Fiona, even if you're trying to get back at me, you didn't have to stoop so low to find some old guy to disgrace yourself. Chapter 12. Old guy? I turned to look at Oliver. Sure, he was 5 years older than me. But calling him an old man was pushing it. Oliver lazily raised his eyes, a sharp glint flashing in them. I quickly grabbed his hand and laced my fingers with his. You're the old man here. You're just bitter because my boyfriend's hotter than you'll ever be. Bruno, drop that pathetic ego of yours. In my eyes, you're not even worth one of his fingers. Nicole gave me a big thumbs up. But honestly, I was panicking inside. Using Oliver like this to provoke Bruno, I had no idea how I'd apologize to him later. What did you just say? Bruno's voice trembled. Can't hear me? I said you're a pathetic creep, filthy, petty, and apparently deaf too. Lily's teeth clenched so hard I could hear it. Fiona, who do you think you are to insult senior like that? Apologize right now or I'll make you regret it. Sure, I said sweetly. Get on your knees and bow to me, and I'll apologize right away. Do you even know who my dad is? Oh, didn't your mom ever tell you? Lily's eyes turned red with rage as she tugged on Bruno's arm, sobbing. Senior, let's go. Don't talk to trash like them. Bruno's eyes were glued to our interlocked hands. Fiona, he said coldly, as a friend, let me give you a piece of advice. Don't be fooled. I rolled my eyes and lifted my ice cream toward Oliver's mouth. Oliver raised a brow slightly and took a bite. Playing along. Bruno's face turned absolutely green. Chapter 13. After watching them walk away, I quickly pulled my hand back and took a step back. Sorry. I overstepped just now. Oliver curved his lips into a smile and bent slightly toward me. No problem. I like the way you overstep. Our eyes met. His gaze was direct and intense, like a storm brewing beneath the surface, and I was caught in it. I gave an awkward little laugh and turned to Nicole, silently begging her for help, but she pretended not to notice and bolted straight for the haunted house. I didn't know what to say, so I focused on eating my ice cream instead. He cleared his throat lightly and teased. I think I've already had that one. I froze in place. Embarrassment surged through me. I wanted to disappear. Sorry. I forgot. He chuckled softly, took the half-eaten cone from my hand, and handed me his untouched one. Thanks, but you didn't have to. Switch. The word got stuck in my throat. Oliver took a bite of the cone I had already eaten from. Very sweet, he said casually, but my face was burning like fire. Chapter 14. Inside the haunted house. Chilly gusts of wind blew past us, mixed with the occasional wail. Even the floor was difficult to walk on. I was trembling with every step. Nicole, on the other hand, was bouncing around like a happy rabbit, chasing NPCs to ask for props. Suddenly, a white face flashed right in front of me. I yelped and instinctively grabbed onto Oliver's waist. The firm, solid feel under my hands made me pull back instantly, but he simply reached out and took my hand in his. Thanks, but I'm okay. I'm not scared, I said. I tried to pull away, but his grip tightened. I am. Huh? And just like that, he held my hand all the way out of the haunted house. And strangely enough, I didn't feel scared at all anymore. Chapter 15. After dinner, Oliver drove Nicole and me back to school. Fiona, what do you think? Want to give my brother a chance? My brother may look cold and serious, but he's just a quiet softie, and he's never been in a relationship before. My parents passed away early, and he's the one who raised me. He's super gentle and thoughtful, and don't worry, if you ever argue with him, I'll 100% be on your side. Back in the dorm, Nicole just wouldn't stop talking. I handed her a glass of water and set out some snacks in front of her. You must be thirsty. She gave a little hum, trying to shut me up with food. Huh? I laughed and pinched her cheek. How can you be so sure your brother would even like me? A guy that good-looking must have tons of girls chasing after him. Her eyes lit up. Fiona, are you jealous? But I swear on my life, my brother's always been squeaky clean. He's never even touched another girl. I sighed and rubbed my forehead. If this went on any longer, it'd feel like I'd already married her brother. Chapter 16. Bruno hadn't slept all night. His mind kept replaying the image of Fiona defending that man. It had barely been half a month since their breakup. And yet she had already fallen for someone else, so easily. Senior, let's go have lunch at that Western restaurant after class, Lily said, fixing her outfit and leaning in close. Not interested. Bruno stood up. But my dad's coming to visit. I was planning to introduce you to him. Lily sighed, glancing sideways at him. Bruno's tightly furrowed brows relaxed a little. In that case, I'll go with you. Lily slid her fingers across his waist, her smile bright and proud. Every university had its golden boys. But in a city blinded by wealth and vanity, good grades alone weren't enough to survive. There were plenty of talented people in the world who never got their chance. Bruno had no choice but to think about his future, though he ranked at the top of his class. His family was poor and he had no connections to speak of. Lily's family owned a powerful company with a strong reputation in the industry, and that was Bruno's biggest reason for choosing her. Chapter 17. After class, I suddenly received a friend request. The profile picture was a pitch-black little cat, playful and cute. The verification message was just 3 simple words. Oliver. Nicole immediately leaned over. I gave your WeChat to my brother. Huh? When did he change his profile pic? I tapped accept. A message popped up almost right away. Want to see a movie tonight? Nicole covered her mouth, giggling. Don't mind me if you want to go. Go! I thought for a moment, then replied, sure. If I said I felt nothing for Oliver, I'd be lying to myself. I'd always been honest with my feelings, even if my last relationship had ended in failure. I wasn't going to give up on the possibility of something new. I wasn't afraid of losing, and I wouldn't run from anyone willing to step into my life. Chapter 18. I thought when Oliver said watch a movie, he meant going to the cinema. I didn't expect it to be at his house. Even more unexpected, he was loaded. The enormous villa left me completely speechless. Are you, like, a rich second generation? I asked. He handed me a drink. More like first generation, I'd say. Come sit. I followed him and sat down on the couch. What do you want to watch? Anything's fine. Titanic? Sure. The lights gradually dimmed. Oliver chuckled softly. Fiona, this isn't film class. You don't need to sit so straight. Embarrassed. I leaned back a little. Then he pulled me gently toward him. Lean on me. It'll be more comfortable. A fresh mint scent lingered in the air between us. I didn't dare say another word. Chapter 19. On screen, the male and female leads kissed passionately. I felt a bit awkward and tried to act natural as I kept watching. Fiona. Oliver's voice was low and soft. I looked up at him. In the dim light, His eyes sparkled like stars. Do you want to kiss me? It felt like fireworks exploded in my head. My heart raced wildly, completely out of control. Yes, I answered with the truth in my heart. Okay. He gently brushed a stray strand of hair from my ear and leaned in to kiss me. The scent of mint grew stronger and sweeter. Chapter 20. Oliver and I officially started dating. Nicole was so excited she couldn't help but cheer. Fiona, did you know? My brother has liked you since your freshman year. He even secretly took a picture of you and kept it in his study. But back then you already had a boyfriend. So all he could do was admire you from afar. When you finally broke up with that scumbag Bruno. I told my brother right away. He got so excited he dropped his teacup. I've never seen him like this about any girl before. I was a bit stunned. I didn't even remember seeing Oliver during my freshman year. Nicole saw the confusion on my face and continued. My brother dropped me off at school back then. And I begged him to take some pictures for me. You were nearby feeding a stray cat. And he happened to capture you in the shot. It was love at first sight. I couldn't help but smile shyly. No wonder Oliver said last night that he'd waited a long time for this day. Nicole sighed dramatically. My poor, humble brother finally got what he wished for. Oh, and don't you dare tell him I told you all this. He'll cut off my card again. Chapter 21. Lily hadn't returned to the dorm for days. But that night she suddenly stormed in, furious. Fiona, aren't you already with another man? Then why are you still trying to seduce Bruno? Her eyes were red, and there were bruises on her face. I stood up. You'd better stick to the truth when you talk. Otherwise, I'll sue you for slander. She scoffed and dropped into a chair. I'm not here to argue. I'm here to warn you. If you get involved with Bruno again, I'll have someone mess you up. This is a university, not a gangster film. I replied calmly. If Bruno wants to degrade himself, that's his problem. Since the breakup, I haven't had anything to do with him. I walked closer and said, Lily, you know this deep down too. Bruno doesn't love you. He just needs a rich girl like you to help his career. And let's be honest, he didn't love me either. From beginning to end, Bruno only ever loved himself. Take my advice. Don't lose your dignity over a man who's not worth it. Spare me your moral lessons. Lily snapped. Who says Bruno doesn't love me? He just spent the whole night with me on my birthday, whispering sweet nothings. I shrugged. As long as it makes you happy. My eyes fell on the bruise on her face. She nervously tried to cover it with her hair. I just accidentally bumped into something earlier. Oh, then be careful next time, I said, taking my seat again. Fuming, Lily stomped her foot and ran out of the room. The truth? Bruno had hit her. She had burned the photos of him and me, and he lost it, even though he apologized afterward. Her anger hadn't gone away, so she came to vent on me. She couldn't stand the fact that Bruno still had a place in his heart for his ex. Chapter 22. Fiona, can't you stay a little longer? Oliver buried his face in my neck, clearly reluctant to let me go. I gently touched his earlobe. I can't just leave Nicole alone in the dorm, and it might rain tonight. She'll be scared if she's by herself. She sleeps like a pig once she's out. Nothing wakes her up. He lifted his head and leaned toward me. I quickly pressed my hand against his lips. Nope, not allowed. He sighed and got up, reluctantly. All right, I'll walk you back. It was overcast today, so the campus was pretty empty. Oliver walked slowly, holding my hand. I felt this quiet happiness, as if we were walking to the end of the world together. Careful. Suddenly, Oliver stepped in front of me. 3 men jumped out of the woods nearby, wielding baseball bats. Are you okay? I asked, panicked, grabbing his arm. One of the bats had landed squarely on his back. I'm fine, stay back. He turned around and started fighting the 3 of them. I pulled out my phone and dialed the police as fast as I could. Oliver knew how to fight, but he was still outnumbered. They got several solid hits on him. Tears streamed down my face. Stop it! I've already called the police. The attackers exchanged glances, panic flashing across their faces, and then they ran off. I rushed to Oliver and held him tightly. There was blood trickling down his forehead. He slowly lifted a hand and wiped away my tears. Fiona, don't cry. It doesn't hurt. Chapter 23. Nicole and I spent the entire night at the hospital. The doctor said Oliver had a mild concussion. When he woke up, Nicole and I were fast asleep by his bedside. Hearing movement, I immediately rushed over. "You're awake. How do you feel? Still dizzy?" But the way he looked at me, confused and unfamiliar. "Who are you?" I paused for a second. "I'm your aunt." He laughed and pulled me into his arms. "Smart girl, couldn't fool you." "Huh?" I snorted. "With that little concussion of yours? Not enough to give you amnesia." Just then, footsteps echoed from the hallway. I quickly slipped out of his arms. Apart from the opening ceremony, this was the second time I had seen the school principal. Our beloved headmaster now stood in front of Oliver, bowing and nodding along with a group of school officials, all offering their concern. I couldn't help but poke Nicole awake. She rubbed her sleepy eyes. "My brother donates a ton of money to the school every year." Of course they came running. My jaw dropped in shock. He was outrageously rich. Chapter 24. With the school's cooperation, the police quickly tracked down the attackers, and following the trail, they uncovered the mastermind, Lily. Though her family's company held a decent reputation, it still couldn't compare to Oliver's background. Oliver and Nicole were always so low-key. No one had ever guessed their true identities. Lily was expelled. But then, Bruno came to find me. "Fiona, do you really love him? What else do you think?" I walked past him without stopping. He stepped in front of me. "Guys like him, rich and powerful, they only play around. He'll never truly care about you. Once he's bored, he'll toss you aside like nothing. And what's it to you?" I frowned, already irritated. "If he can't love me sincerely, does that mean you can? Bruno, don't forget the disgusting things you've done." He looked down. "I know I messed up. Fiona, I'm not asking for forgiveness. I just want a chance to make it up to you, please." I raised an eyebrow. "Oh, and how exactly are you going to do that?" His eyes lit up. "Fiona, break up with him. I'll treat you twice as well. We've known each other since we were kids. We have way more history than he ever will. We belong together." I couldn't help but laugh. "Bruno, you really are trash. Just because your life's a mess, you can't stand seeing someone else do better. Let's face it, you're just jealous. Oliver is taller, hotter, richer, and more powerful than you'll ever be. He's on a level you'll never reach. What would I have to be stupid to pick you over him?" His face twisted with humiliation, veins bulging in his neck. "Fiona, you'll regret this." I smirked. Maybe I did regret something. Regret not seeing through you sooner. Chapter 25. Nicole finally couldn't take Oliver's endless clinginess anymore, and fled the hospital at lightning speed. I poked his forehead. "This is all your fault. Now I've got no one to talk to." Oliver caught my hand. "The doctor said I need rest." Her constant chatter was giving me a headache. I let out a helpless laugh, completely unaware of the desire flickering in his eyes. "Fiona." His voice was a little hoarse. Instant red alert. "The doctor said you need rest." I instinctively leaned back. "And this is a hospital, remember? No one's going to bother us." His fingers tilted my chin. "So, why don't you come to me this time?" My face turned bright red, like a boiled shrimp. This man really had zero shame. Chapter 26. Lily eventually found out Bruno had come looking for me. Not that it was a secret. I deliberately let someone leak it to her. She didn't dare cross Oliver anymore. But Bruno? He was still fair game. Rumor had it she had people break both of Bruno's legs, and kept him locked up at her house. The school gave her family some face and looked the other way. After all, trading one Bruno for a fat donation, who would say no to such a deal? Lily tormented him day after day, possessively taking him as her own. What little affection she had left rotted into pure hatred. Bruno's life became a living hell. Finally, he found the perfect moment, and stabbed Lily with a knife. Lily died. Her father was devastated. He set dogs on Bruno, and had him torn to pieces. Chapter 27. College life flew by, and I spent every day trying to better myself. I didn't want to be a girl who clung to someone else like a vine. On graduation day, Oliver proposed, but I didn't say yes. I wanted to wait until I had achieved something in my career. Until I was stable and standing tall on my own, then I'd get married. He didn't get upset. He just worked a little harder that night. Fiona, no matter how long it takes, I'll wait for you, he whispered in my ear. I wrapped my arms around his waist. Oliver, thank you. Silly girl. He kissed my forehead. I don't want to hear thank you. Then what do you want to hear? I teased. He gently brushed his fingers over my brows. Fiona, I love you. I opened my mouth to respond, but he kissed me first. Outside, the night was peaceful. Inside, the air shimmered with warmth and desire. The roses on the table bloomed in full, fiery brilliance.